Right now, we are on Brilliant Lady, and we are sailing the northeast of the United States. But how does this compare to the Caribbean sailings? What's the vibe? Who are the people? We're gonna get into it. I'm Ryan from Ryan and John Review It, and I have the pleasure of sitting down today with my friend and Virgin Voyages expert, Christine Lozada. And this being her 31st sailing on Virgin Voyages, we're gonna talk about it all.
Oh, we are gonna get into it because this ship is different than the Caribbean.
That's for sure. Okay, so one of the things I'm dying to know is your cruises have been mostly Caribbean, right? So now that you've experienced a couple on Brilliant and the Northeastern itinerary, how would you say the vibes compare? Because we've been on the ship a few days now, and we've been to a few of the events, and we've noticed some differences.
There's a lot of differences. There's a lot to unpack here. And the Caribbean is just a different animal in itself, right? Because Virgin started there, but Virgin Voyages is sailing all over the world. But those Caribbean cruises will always be unique because there's such a big cruising culture there.
Yeah.
And so I start by saying that because what that means is these are people who are used to day in and day out, they are cruising. It's part of their annual, if not many times per year, vacation. And they know the deal with cruising and they have expectations and they've done this before. When we moved Brilliant Lady over to New York City, right? She came in from Portsmouth. We had a different kind of clientele that came onto the ship. And I was genuinely curious, is the cruising crowd from South Florida, from the Caribbean area, from all of those states around there, going to come up to New York or is it going to be East Coast?
Right.
And that is the first thing that I noticed, is it was a lot of people who were like, oh, she's right here. Brilliant Lady's right here. Let's try this out. And so a lot of people who either wouldn't normally cruise are cruising for the first time or otherwise wouldn't choose Virgin Voyages because she's mostly out of other places, not in the New York area. We had a lot of East Coast on the ship and that in itself changed the vibe of the sailing. You had East Coast people on the ship. So that's kind of, let's put a pin in that. So that's one thing. The second thing is let's think about the itineraries, right? And we've been hearing this, we've been seeing it, right? Virgin Voyages, they started, their bread and butter was the bread and butter, we're at the wake right now. I just got a little drooly right now. I was like, can we just get one bread and butter, please?
Best bread on the ship.
Right? Drop a comment below if you've had the wake bread, it's so good.
So good.
Where was I? The bread and butter was the 4 nights and the 5 nights. Very short sailings. How many nights is the sailing we're on right now?
10 nights.
10 nights.
Yes.
10 nights, right? Is any average person going to be like,
yeah, let me just take a weekend off and go on a 10-night cruise?
No, it's a long sailing. And also, what's the name of this sailing?
It is called the Autumn Leaves sailing.
Yes, this is a autumn leaves, fall leaves sailing. Who's going to be like, Miami vibes, like let's go party and see some fall, autumn leaves. No.
We're not at the beach, we're not at the beach club.
And not only that, it's like, I wasn't sure if I should be wearing a jacket with you right now. It's not cold. I think it's freezing outside.
It's not that cold, but.
It's a different vibe, right? Because we're not, what'd you do today? Spent the whole day at the pool. No. I was freezing when we were at Richard's Rooftop Hot Tub. So what I'm trying to unpack here is you have longer sailing. The itinerary is leaf peeping, right? It's fall leaves. And you're getting an older clientele. And so I've been on almost every Brilliant Lady sailing so far. The last sailing, average age, 62 years old.
Okay. What do you think it is on this one?
It is definitely an older sailing still, as I expected and as it should be. And the entertainment, which we'll dive into, has adjusted to be able to cater toward that crowd. But there's something I said to you on like the first or second night where I was like, the vibe on this sailing is totally different than the last sailing because we have a big contingency of we have like one big young crowd here. Right, Pajama Party was a really high energy time. It was fantastic. But they are driving the age down by just a tiny bit. So the average age on this sailing is 59.
Oh, really? Okay, that's really interesting. Oh, okay. I wouldn't have guessed that. Especially seeing the crowd at the PJ party, which was held inside on this sailing.
Yeah, our weather was
note
not
that,
in our favor.
Yes. But I thought that night compared to last night, where, you know, it was just a club night. It wasn't a theme night, but...
Who was in the manor last night?
Me, Christine, and John. Me, Christine, and John. And a couple folks.
And DJ Mixtress.
And DJ Mixtress.
It was the DJ and just us.
She is
amazing.
Fire. She put all the hits.
Shout out to Christina, DJ Mixtress. Amazing set last night. I wanted to leave and I couldn't.
Yeah, because the music was so good.
But you're making a good point. And if you're not catching on to this, right? There were 3 people dancing in the manor last night. We were there as soon as the party started at 11:30. They closed it down early because we were the only ones, as they should.
Yeah.
And we were the only ones there.
Being on a sold-out cruising, a sailing.
We are on a sold-out sailing.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are at capacity.
I just thought that, you know, PJ party, I was surprised. I was like, okay, this is a good crowd. People are having a good time. People of all ages on the ship.
Yeah.
Electric night too. Electric night was packed. It was bumping. Great crowd. And last night, again, no theme, but 4 people, the DJ and us.
But it makes sense because even those parties, right? PJ Party has that entire beginning lineup of entertainment.
Yeah.
Electric has that beginning lineup of lots of entertainment where the Happenings cast is out there and they're interacting, they're dancing for us.
People want to see this cast.
Yeah, they want to see it. And so it's literally a show. And there was something that we saw at the manor that I've never seen before.
What's that?
Chairs.
Oh, yeah.
And this is because it's exactly who's here. The entertainment is shifting to allow there to be more show at the beginning of these parties. And it's catering towards this crowd that they're not here to just fall leaves, let's go.
Leaf peeping.
Right? All day long we peeping. But they're not here to go to club night, which is why
it's fair.
We enjoyed ourselves by ourselves.
Yes.
And it was fantastic.
It was awesome.
But that wasn't my expectation.
No, same.
Right?
Same.
And so what we noticed at the manor that I've never seen before is they are putting more fold-out chairs in the manor so more people can sit.
Yes.
Because there is a good amount of seating at the manor. There's the upstairs seating at the manor. But they wanted to add even more so people had options to really sit back and enjoy, watch. And I noticed this at Electric, and I noticed this at the pajama party, that once that beginning section of show was over, lots of people retired early.
You're right.
And went to bed, which is okay.
Yep.
That's totally okay.
But your point, they're there for the beginning, the show, the spectacle, the cast.
But I also think there's something else that's really important that I definitely noticed.
Okay.
And shout out to, we had a 78-year-old birthday, we had a birthday party that night.
Oh,
that was amazing. She lives right next to you.
Yes,
Amazing, right? Is that even though it is an older demographic that's here, they are still showing up.
That's true. That's true.
I was not even wearing pajamas. They were all wearing pajamas. Like they really went all out on dressing up.
Yep.
And when I say all out, I'm not talking about like, you know, the skimpy lingerie and the, no. Like they were wearing their version of what a fun pajama party that's comfortable for them.
Yes. Yep.
With slippers or, well, we saw, never mind, I'm not gonna list it off. We saw all kinds of really fun outfits.
Yes, no, we did.
And they all got into it.
Yes, no, that's
even
so
at
true.
Electric. We saw so many people with the wigs on, with the neon on, with the glow sticks. Like people really dressed up all over the spectrum of the age group.
Yes.
And nothing has changed. You don't have to dress up. I just said I didn't dress up for PJ party.
Yeah.
Plenty of people did not dress up. Plenty of people did.
What I've noticed too about this crowd is when you're on a Caribbean sailing, like you said, you know, you're there to probably party. There's a lot of celebrations, bachelorettes, birthdays, all those kinds of things. And the clientele is a certain clientele. And here, the clientele is definitely different. However, what I'll say is I've met a lot more what you would call, I think, conservative people on this sailing than I have on my past sailings.
Absolutely.
And they're enjoying it. They're having a great time. Even though the clientele is completely different, they're still enjoying themselves, which is important.
Well, I think one of the things that Nirmal, the CEO, had told me when I was interviewing him, and he said something that was really, it made me think differently about Virgin Voyages. Because let's just, your example, right? In Miami, a lot of people are celebrating, like the vibe is high, but again, 4 nights and 5 nights.
You got to get it in.
This morning is a perfect example of, I went for a run at port with Alejandro. Alejandro used to be the Spark. All the OGs know who he is. We went for a jog this morning because he's on the ship. He and I were jogging for about 40 minutes. But if we were running for 2 hours, my pace would have been different.
Yeah.
I would have run slower if we were going longer.
Such a good analogy.
Can we just talk about 10 nights? What I'm learning is like, on these longer sailings, you just can't go at that pace.
No, you can't.
Sorry. Yes, you can. And if you do, I support you. And if you do, like, please give me some of that energy. 10 nights is a lot of nights to go hard. 4 nights, not that many nights to go hard.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a long weekend and it's Key West.
So true.
Easy.
Yeah.
Like, let's celebrate. Let's go all out.
Yep.
But here you space it out. And what Nirmal told me that was just, it was really, I don't know how to describe this. Let's just see what your reaction is. Virgin Voyages will meet you where you're at.
Yeah.
I have had sailings where I'm like, all right, the Mermaiden, for example. The Mermaiden, that was a 5-night sailing. People were, energy level was here.
Right.
It was high.
Yeah.
That's what I expected. I expected everyone to go all out on that sailing, and they did. And then now, the next one I went on afterwards was an 8-night sailing, the one right before this.
Yes.
Right?
The energy came down.
It's longer. People are enjoying themselves. And I mean, let's be real. I have been peeping.
Yeah.
So I've been up on the top decks.
Yeah.
I've been looking through the looking glass binoculars.
Yes, yeah, binoculars, yeah.
You guys know what I'm talking about. I've been up there and it's more relaxing.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I'm enjoying some of these spaces where, especially on deck 7, right? They've changed the roundabout space to have more seating areas where you can look outside.
Which I love.
It's beautiful. But it's really comfortable seating.
Yes.
So I'm sitting there and I'm enjoying for a much longer time than I normally would on the other ships.
Yeah. And that was feedback from sailors about the seating and the seating options.
Yes.
And they listened. And obviously, if you're going to take this ship, obviously all the ships are going to move around, but you know, this is really built for those Alaskan cruises, Panama Canal,
I'm
the
so
longer
excited
ones.
for Alaska.
You want that, you know? So that's interesting what Nirmal said, and meeting people where they're at is so true, because on our first Virgin cruise, you know, we thought the expectation was like, you know, it's a lot of party, a lot of this, but really,
it can be.
It can be, but there's so much to do no matter what you want to do. You want to party, you party. You want to be at the pool, be at the pool. If you want to be laying at the back deck in a quiet space, there's that too. There's cabaret, there's live music. That is so true. They will meet you where you're at. And this sailing, what I've noticed from the Caribbean ones that we've done, there are even more options and more things to do on more of a spectrum.
Yes, I totally agree.
Yeah.
It will meet you where you're at, and you choose your adventure.
Yes.
So we see ourselves, we see others who are older or younger, all finding the right activities for them.
Yeah.
Right? Like 2 nights ago, I didn't even go out.
Yeah.
I ordered ship eats.
Yeah.
And I hung out. I didn't even see you that day. So it's been a different sailing.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be a different sailing. Fall leaves, let's go.
Leaf peeping. Real quick, let's continue on the entertainment for a minute. So, you know,
so much to unpack.
So much to unpack. So many new shows, so many great things to see, which we will have a whole separate video on that. So make sure to look out for that, because there's so much.
Yeah.
But, you know, from that sailor feedback, how do you feel they've made the change to entertainment on this ship, expecting a little bit of a different clientele? And do you think what they're putting out there so far is meeting that? I mean, we know Virgin always changes it up, but how do you feel about that?
There's just, again, so much to unpack here, because one of the big changes that Virgin has made is now each ship has unique entertainment.
I love that.
Right? And now the lineup of not just the shows, because most people are like, oh, okay, yeah, the shows are different. There's brand new happenings cast events that you've been attending. There's just so much going on. I haven't even attended everything. And I have been on this ship for over a month. Over a month. And I haven't done everything. It's hard to do everything, which is great, because I'm also trying to choose what I want to show up for. But the entertainment is exactly what I expected, not because Virgin Voyages changed it, but because they listened to our feedback.
Yes, okay.
And that is for better or for worse.
Yeah.
But on the whole, when I look at how Virgin Voyages has changed over time, when you were here in the beginning, the ships were not busy. It was a unique crowd like myself. I can't stress this enough. I was an anti-cruiser for a long time.
Me too.
And I chose Virgin because it's a totally different experience and does not feel like a cruise.
Same.
And what has happened over time, because how are you supposed to pay the bills if you have a unique and niche clientele like us? So they started to appeal more to the mass cruising market. And they've done a great job at that.
I agree.
Our sailings we were on together last month on Valiant Lady, though one of our sailings only had 3 rooms left.
Yeah.
And those were for emergency. Normally they leave even more for that.
Yeah.
Just in case, someone gets sick or someone
Sure.
breaks up or someone, anyway, all the things. The things that happen, though, this is not what this video is about. And so we are at capacity all the time.
Yeah.
Which means that the sailor feedback is accurate.
Yes.
Because they have been listening we've been waiting for Brilliant for how long?
Yeah. 4 years?
Forever, basically forever. Like 9 or 10 million years or so. We've been waiting for a long time, so they've been listening for a long time.
Yeah.
And so on the whole, the entertainment is exactly what I expected because it's what sailors are asking for. And what I was expecting to see was less risque.
Yes.
But at the same time, it's like, I don't come to Virgin Voyages because I'm like, oh, I need to see something risque.
Right,
no,
right.
Let's go to Vegas, man. Like, let's go somewhere actually.
Yeah.
Like, right? That's not what this experience is about for me, and nor do I need that here.
No.
I want to be entertained.
Right.
And what is Virgin known for first? Music.
Yes.
Virgin Records.
Yeah.
And so they leaned hard into what they are so good at. I just
Yes.
got goosebumps.
Yeah.
Because the music on this ship
is phenomenal.
Next level.
Phenomenal.
So good,
Yes.
right?
I like this. Actually, I like the music on this ship so far even better than the others that I've been on in the Caribbean.
But they're specifically hiring for that.
Yeah.
And we had the opportunity last night to dine at Extra Virgin
Yes.
with Annie, Izzy, and Donnie. They are the lead singers for duets, I'm going to name all the shows.
Up with the twist, which you have to see. Best.
Amazing talent.
Oh, so talented.
Amazing singers. And it was so nice to connect with them and hear about, and Annie and I were talking about her background, and I was like, wow, like this is your background.
Yeah.
Like you're not just pulling some entertainment off of the street. Like these are amazing singers. And so the music is really at the forefront. And directly behind that is a lot of dancing.
Yes.
A lot of dancing. That's what sailors are asking for. I don't want to dance. I don't want to be part of the show. I want to sit and I want you to entertain me.
Yes.
Which is why we have chairs at the manor, which is why Out of Time is a seated red room show watching the dancing. It's why Duets is a mellow watching them sing. It's why I thought Murder in the Manor was going to be interactive with us involved. Nope. It is sitting and watching a show.
Yeah.
Because the sailors don't want to, I paid good money for this. I want you to entertain me.
Yeah.
Is the vibe that I have been hearing from everybody.
That's such a good point because actually, now that you say that, I noticed at Electric the other night, the cast moved so much around, more than any of the other parties like We Fancy or anything like that. Like I've never seen them move so much around the manor before. And they were everywhere in all areas.
They're entertaining people wherever they're at the show. But
that's
I
so
want
true.
to say something else though. If you're listening to this and you're like, oh, like there's no participation, it's happenings cast events, right? This is where you pick your adventure.
Yeah.
Virgin Voyages will meet you where you're at.
Yeah.
If you go to the happenings cast events, this is where you can participate, right? You went to, I keep calling it the Big Easy.
The big remix.
We're going to New Orleans. We're Leaf Pippin. The Big Remix, which you will find out is a heavily sailor, like the show is us.
Yeah, it's like a game show.
It's a game show.
Yeah.
Retail Rumble.
Game show.
It's a game show.
Fun.
Karaoke still exists. Trivia still exists. All of these happenings cast events are, and you don't have to, right? You don't have to participate.
No.
I don't actually sing karaoke, but I was so impressed with the way Oscar and Dwayne ran karaoke that I stayed for the whole thing.
Yeah.
They were so fun. I was a backup dancer. I was like laughing and dancing in the back. It was great.
You're Filipino, you don't do karaoke?
I know, right? It's just like, it's unacceptable. I know.
I used to literally travel to Manila for work, and every time I'd go there, we would make sure we did karaoke. We'd rent a karaoke room, and like they're the best entertainers. It's so crazy.
If my mom and dad are watching, they might disown me listening to this. So we're just going to move on to the next topic. But the point is, shows.
Yeah.
Sit, watch, be entertained.
Yes.
And even with Up with a Twist, the most that we're doing is pushing a button to vote.
Which is actually really cool.
It's actually
I can't
really
wait
cool.
to talk about that in our video because it was just interactive, but in a totally different way.
In a totally different way. Yeah, that's going to be a stay tuned. Make sure you watch their video for that. So that's one way, right? The entertainment, and then there's the Happenings Cast entertainment, where if you want to participate, you can be in. You were in the show. Yeah. You were in the show for actually for both of the things.
Yes. Both the game shows.
And I went to the big remix. I didn't participate because I don't sing.
Yes.
But I enjoyed it and I sat and I watched.
Yeah.
And so it's meeting me where I'm at. And if you want to participate, you can. And if you don't want to, you don't. But the main shows now are all about being entertained. You sit and you watch. Yeah. And they're very music focused with lots of dancing.
Yeah.
That is the big change.
That makes sense, yeah. Let's switch gears really quickly. One thing I want to ask you about is, I haven't seen, obviously, other than Rojo, which we are going to tonight, and I cannot wait to try. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited for you.
But, the food. So the food, there's been some changes. Honestly, I would have liked to see some more brilliant exclusive items or different menu items. Do you think that as these ships start to go to different places, that will eventually change over time as the clientele differs? Or do you think that they'll kind of keep it the way they've been doing it? What's your perspective on that?
Yeah, you're hitting on a few things that are sensitive topics for a lot of sailors, which is we want more food options. We want changes. We don't want you to remove that item from the menu. Because, as they make changes, they remove items from the menu. And then there's the big upset. Yeah. And then there's the debate if the new items are good or the new items are not good. Right. And so I just want to start by saying change is inevitable. Yeah. And Virgin Voyages is making the changes based off of our feedback to make us happy. So, I mean, if people keep putting up the fight that they are fighting, they'll bring back menu items. Yeah. This is just a fact. Yeah. But at the same time, I don't want them to add more food items without removing any. Because otherwise, you may as well go to the 80-page Cheesecake Factory menu and choose from a, Yeah. That's not what it's about. No. It's a curated experience. Yes. And if anything, ain't nobody losing weight on this show. You're just not, all right? So slow your roll. Yeah. And also, if you're there's not enough options, I feel like we should do a separate video just about all the ways we creatively mix food. My food order, I don't know if you noticed it at brunch when we were there with the entertainment. No. I had the everything salmon bowl, no salmon, with a side of bacon, mashed the bacon into it, and I got a side of the new Rojo item, which is the jamon croquettes. Oh my God, those are so good. But the side sauce is a porcini mushroom sauce, a cream sauce. And I didn't get the croquettes, but I just got the sauce and I mixed that whole thing in. That was my breakfast.
Interesting. Okay.
Fire.
You taught me how to start thinking about that because the other morning I ordered Ship Eats for breakfast and I got the egg white frittata and I cut it up and I stuffed it in the jalapeno cheddar croissant. Yes. And it was so good. Yes. It was so I was like, wait, she said,
new menu item.
Just hack it up. Food hacks.
We all need to get creative. Yes. And we should have everyone put in their suggestions too. Yes. And what they do.
Put in the comments.
Oh, this is a great content piece. Okay.
Let's get back on topic.
So there have been a lot of food changes, but at the same time, they can't make too many.
That makes sense.
Because let's also remember what the style of food is on Virgin Voyages, right? Against my will, because my nephew is not of age, he's not 18 yet. I was on Icon of the Seas earlier this year. Okay. If I was not there with my family, I absolutely would have gotten off the ship and been flown home immediately. Did not enjoy that experience. But on Virgin Voyages, unlike other cruise lines, the food is made to order. And the food is fresh. Yes. And the food is included. We paid an additional $900 per person for specialty dining on that sailing.
Wow.
On Icon of the Seas.
Wow.
How much additional have I paid for the dining on Virgin Voyages? Nothing. It's all included.
Only if you want to treat yourself.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's why it's not a Cheesecake Factory menu. Yeah. Because if it was, it's no longer going to be made to order. It's no longer going to be as fresh as it is, right? Yeah. That bread I'm still drooling about here.
I feel like I smell them baking it.
I know, right? Just we're over here, right? It's not going to be that great. Yeah. And people who come onto Virgin Voyages are always raving about the food. It's so good.
Yeah.
And I don't want them to lessen that quality. So I therefore don't want them to make the menus huge.
Yeah.
I just want to give some context because Virgin does food differently.
Yeah.
And when people come on to Virgin, they're expecting a Royal Caribbean, a Carnival cruise experience in which the menus are huge. But let's not forget, that's not necessarily made to order. Or if it is, you're paying additional for specialty and it's included here. Yeah. The second part is there are unique menu items. There's enough unique items, but it's not too crazy.
Yeah.
On the longer sailings, like the transatlantics or like the 12, 15 night sailings, they will start bringing in some unique food variety things specific for the longer sailings.
Would love to see that. Or I experienced that. I would love to experience that.
Yeah, so they do. So I was on the Friends and Family Crossing, right, from Portsmouth to New York City. We were on the ship for 13 nights. So they had a couple unique items that were just for that sailing. So I don't know if I answered the question, but
you did.
Not losing weight.
Well, let's talk about one more thing. Now, talking about getting off the ship, I love the excursions that they've been offering on this sailing. But what I will say is I've noticed, and this is where I want to ask you, do you think it is the clientele, or do you think they're still trying to figure out the right things to offer for these itineraries and clientele? Because we had lots of options, and even 2 of ours got canceled because they said enough people didn't sign up.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that?
I don't even know exactly what you signed up for, but I know it's definitely more of a higher energy shore excursion.
No, for the one in New Brunswick today, which is a beautiful day, we signed up for an excursion that would take us to a place where they made maple candy and show us how to make the maple taffy.
Yeah.
Go to brunch and have an authentic Canadian brunch experience with some locally made maple syrup.
And it didn't fill.
And then take us to a moonshine distillery at the end. So I thought it was on the spectrum of like, the lower energy ones. You didn't, have to exert a lot of energy. I just was so surprised it didn't sell out.
Go back to the average age on these past 2 sailings have been 59 and 62. And don't forget, that's average, right? Think about the ages that's driving that number up or down.
Yeah.
And so when I was at Boston and it was pouring rain, I was trying to keep an eye out. I'm always keeping an eye out when I'm on the ship. I'm listening, I'm watching. And the tours that were really selling out are just like the entertainment shows that are here. It's the sit and watch.
Yeah.
It was the bus tours.
That makes
it was
sense.
the get onto the tour bus, sit, listen and watch.
That makes sense.
Where they did that was a full tour.
Yeah.
It was packed out.
Yeah.
Great. I'm listening to it. I'm like, that's a lot of moving around, and the moonshine thing is definitely not for everyone. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm like, is there also a Moet just in case?
Let's go to the winery. That makes sense, and that's why I thought maybe our one in Boston that got canceled, it was a historic bar crawl. So to that point where I thought enough people didn't sign up.
It's a younger demographic that loves a bar crawl.
Yeah.
Right? Because bar crawl also means walking.
Yes.
You're going place to place.
Yeah.
And this is the most number of mobility needs I've seen on a sailing.
Yeah, same.
And
same.
I feel like everyone's being supported with the crew helping out and things like that, which is great. But like, I'm like, yeah, bar crawl, nah.
Yeah.
I don't see it. But also, I want to acknowledge that like Virgin Voyages is a new experience for a lot of people who are here, right? A lot of people from Connecticut and Boston and New York City and New Jersey have all come onto the ship who haven't tried it yet.
Yeah.
And when you hear the words shore things, that doesn't mean anything to a lot of people.
That's fair.
So there's a good chance that a lot of people just didn't know.
Yeah.
Because a number of times I've had conversations with these people who are coming in from the East Coast. Oh yeah, I wanted to try it. I'm like, cool. Like, what's been your favorite thing? Like, what's it been like for you? And the things that didn't come naturally for them to understand are things where I'm just like, oh yeah, oh you didn't know. Oh, you didn't know that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
You don't know what you don't know.
Oh, well, a shore thing is an excursion that you sign up for 120 days out before your, right?
Like, oh,
yeah.
okay,
Like,
yeah.
oh, wait, where did I sign up for that? It's like, on the app. Like, where in the app? Like, it's also educating everyone. It's why the content is important and all the things. So people are learning still. So I think it's a bunch of different factors.
Yeah,
But
that makes sense.
yeah.
So one more.
I do think Alaska, though, like, oh, God, you got to sign up for that shit so far.
Oh my God, I know. My calendar is ready. Like my alarm is on for that day. 6 a.m. when I'm at the gym, I'm booking those excursions.
I think I'll just take one of everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Bread, please.
Exactly. So another thing I want to ask you, the app is a hot topic. People love it or hate it. It works or it doesn't, all the things. With an older clientele, how do you think the app experience, new or old app, doesn't matter, is going to fare if they're going to attract this older clientele?
I already have an
sailings?
answer to this one.
Let me hear.
There have been lots of changes on the app, but they are doing more and more all the time to service people in person.
Yeah.
And spaced out. So in
the beginning,
you could use the app or you could use the app. There was no other option.
Yeah.
There's no other option. They wouldn't even put the schedule in your room. That was not there in the beginning.
Really?
No.
They didn't have reservation help desk?
No.
Oh.
Hold on. All right, hold on. I'm going to tell you this evolution over time.
Okay.
in the beginning, you could use the app or you could use the app.
And the only way you could pick up a printed schedule would either be at Sailor Services or at the chart table on deck 7. Those were the two places you could only get a paper one.
Okay.
And they would only print like 5 of them. I'm kidding. It's not 5.
No,
but they would always run out.
Yeah.
They printed very few of them because Virgin Voyages was really focused on trying to not have a lot of paper, things in the room.
Which I love that mission.
Creating trash, which check out C for Change. I do a lot on the volunteer and give back program front. It's really cool. And so that was the beginning. Yeah. It has evolved over time in which now we get the schedule in the room and we can get it daily if we want it. And it's available in more places around the ship.
Yes, I see it everywhere now.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
It's everywhere around the ship. And the TV in the room now has the schedule.
Yes.
And the TVs at the elevator banks and near the stairwells also has the highlights of the schedule.
So helpful.
And now the 2 vertical screens when you're walking toward the elevator bank now has the highlights of the schedule. So that's available. Now, let's talk about in-person stuff. They have now available, always in the beginning, Sailor Services, obviously. You go there for everything. Before, you would go there also for reservation help. That's changed.
Yeah.
So many people need help that they're making sure they're spacing everyone out with lots of hours and availability to help everyone. And so reservations help is, I don't know if you know this, it's every day.
Oh, no, I didn't.
It's
I thought
available
it was just the first day when you board.
Every single day at Draft House, they have dedicated crew that's just there to book reservations.
That is so helpful to know. But that's good to know that, like, you know, if we really maybe, you know, couldn't get into the wake or Rojo, we could go up and do
every day.
that. Okay,
Someone's there.
So helpful.
But that's just restaurant.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about who else is there. There's also a Shore Things person who's there, and you can go and ask questions and have them book things for you. Same thing with entertainment. Now they have, and at least when I was on Valiant, I didn't look for it on Brilliant yet, in front of the Red Room on day 1 and throughout the voyage, they have somebody who will just help you to book shows.
Oh.
Now you have dedicated crew in dedicated hours, in dedicated spaces around the ship.
I love that.
Who are helping you with this.
I love that.
And that's exactly, they're catering, right? Toward everyone. There are so many times I don't look at the app at all.
Yeah.
I look at the screens that are around the ship, or I look at the printed, and I might check the app just to see, right? Oh,
I'm looking at the app every 5 minutes.
Is the PJ party inside or outside? Tonight it's blah, blah, blah. Right? I turn all notifications off, so I'm not even getting the pop-up messages around what's changed. I just check it real quick. Cool, it's inside tonight. Great, now I know. Or, hey, like, what was the location of Dwayne's Zumba class is flyer. Dwayne's Zumba class today, is it in the Red Room or is it in the Manor? It's in the Manor. Ooh, and there was a time change. It's now at 12 instead of at 10:30.
Gotcha.
And so, like, I check quick things like that, but otherwise, I feel like Virgin Voyages is doing the right things with in-person help to support the sailor who doesn't want to use the app. And it's not necessarily the older clientele that doesn't want to use the app.
No, I mean, that's
I don't want to use the app.
No, and that totally makes sense. Well, those are really good tips and really good things to know for your future sailings.
Yes.
All right, well, we're gonna keep this party going, but unfortunately, you're gonna have to check out part 2 of this, or fortunately, because you definitely wanna know the information, we're gonna have to check out the second part of this video on Christine's channel. So make sure to check that out when it drops here very shortly. So thank you so much for now.
Leave peeping.
And really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for watching. Please give us a thumbs up, share, or subscribe if you liked this video. It really helps our channel grow, and we really appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. All right, part 2 coming soon. Here we go.